action.
What's up guys, Berad here. We're going to be going through my gear video at the moment. We're going to go through all the stuff and a little bit of advisement on anybody watching for airsoft and or paintball. First things first though, we're going to go through the masks. A lot of different setups. There's full masks. The one TJ has is a full skull mask. You can attach it with any type of helmet, boonie hat, other hat. This one's just a basic generic one. This one is my backup. Notice how that one had a clear lens. Most airsoft places will only allow clear lens. They will not allow mesh. This one, tinted, but it's a secondary one. I can put that on, and sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it feels like I'm going to be going down an entire snowboarding or skiing. The mesh part, the face guard, you really want this. Now sometimes you want the ear protections too, because I almost got a piercing because I got shot by a 500 FPS right on the earlobe. Yeah. But just like that, covers the ears and fully covered right here. You can still get shot here or in between, but to each their own, just as long as you have protection. But the biggest thing is the eyes. Because the more the plastic, these are just plastic pellets, so as soon as they hit these, they shatter. I'd rather be tasting plastic than be pulling it out of my eyes. Any questions, TJ?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Now here's a couple fun ones. I got a sword here. I like to carry that around. I also bring this bad boy. It doesn't do the full lightsaber thing, but it's fun to bring around for sword fights. Put that down. That just fell. All right. First things first. What we have here is the Pulse R76. You can get these at a lot of sports warehouses. You can get this online. It does a 325 FPS range. I do not know the joules. It does have a little bit of a tactical application here. Right now I have it in short mode. I can extend it. Stock is there. Now the reason, usually they would have a tip that goes out this far. Mine broke, and to keep it safe, I painted it orange with model paint. However, this one is also a faulty one that I'm trying to work on because the wiring inside I accidentally frayed the last time I went in.
That was my next question. Was that an AEG or is it a CO2 or
This is actually an electric.
electric?
Batteries can go right inside here. You just plug it in. Now, a lot of times you do have to be careful with the wiring, especially since like this one, the full thing here, I was not careful enough, so it shredded the wire. However, comes fully out. I do not have a mag here because another person that I also play with needed those mags for their age. But one of the most fun ones, I've actually gotten quite a few eliminations with this. And the fact that it comes with a single strap, almost forgot to mention that do this, and it just hangs right here. You can have single, double, or just classic sling. Any questions?
Nope.
All right. Next on the list, one of my favorites, SWAT shield. Most places, there are rules with this. Like some people can hit it. Some people are not even allowed to use this unless it's via group. And some places, these things are so broken, you need grenades to get the people who are using these things. I know. But, heavy, put it against the door, and as you can see, I'm a big guy. Even with the shield like this, you can see, my arms like that. Even if I'm like this, Still a little bit there. It's like a Rainbow Six operator. And a lot of rules are actually going to that where you're only allowed to do this. Your arm's fully extended. But it is kind of fun to wave at people to get them to shoot at you.
Use you as a decoy distraction.
Absolutely. That's how a shield should be. It should be support, not a main. You should not be going in through buildings clearing it out just with the shield. Everybody else should be clearing it behind you. Next on the list, grenades. Now these ones are spring grenades. You can load BBs here, pull the pin, and it springs out just like that. Quite a bit of fun. Do have to go with whatever course you're going to, indoor or outdoor, with what their rules are about grenades. Some of them actually are live grenades, which are like firecrackers, surrounded by dried peas. I got my cousin with one of those right above his head. It was hilarious because all you heard was the scream. These are fun. Now, some people can make their own, which put a firecracker in, makes a loud bang, almost like a flash grenade or just a sound grenade. However, one place I do know has specific rules. You can throw dummy grenades one time into a building. You cannot throw smoke or other grenades because it does get very dangerous very fast if you're not careful. Any questions so far? Here we go. All right. My favorite weapon, my actual first airsoft weapon, is this. It's a KJ Works pistol, 1911, or it could be the M45A1 because of the security right here. Close-up shot right there. It used to be double stacked, but because this is a 12-year-old gun, it went from double stacked to single. Still can hold about 15 rounds. But it also increases the realism. Does a full blowback. This is gas, which uses green gas, which I'll cover in a moment. And because of its age and work, this is also one of my most inaccurate weapons that I have. And it does not hold back when it's out of ammo. I have to really pay attention to this. Do have a holster here. Holster your guns. Pretty much gun safety 100% of the way. There are limits. Get this right here. Now what I'm using here is a very good starter vest. You can have shotgun rounds here, packaging, magazines. Sometimes you can even have another pistol mag or pistol pouch holster right here. You can also attach more onto the back. And there's this pocket here. A lot of people use it for kill rags because I have asthma. I usually use it for my inhaler. Now, a kill rag is a red rag that's bright red, pretty much like a red bandana. Pretty much put it on top of your head, hold it up, signaling that you've been hit, and you are eliminated until you either get to spawn or you leave. You still could potentially get shot, but it's more of a preventive. Here's a gun that I wish they would make so far. This is a replica. This is not an airsoft gun. This is just a battle rifle from Halo 2 and 3. I wish they had this. I would spend money on this.
That would be cool.
I know. I would do a full getup. Speaking of which, you don't have to be modern military. I've seen people go in shirtless, like I said in the last video.
More power to them. I wouldn't do that.
Oh yeah, they got eliminated right away. They came out looking like they had smallpox or chickenpox.
Yeah.
All right. Now, my next weapon is my most powerful weapon. I don't have the scope on it right now because where I took it, this is my L96 sniper rifle. Now, I cannot dry fire this, and I'm not going to cock this back. This is a full bolt action, spring loaded 500 FPS rifle, which means I have between 80 and 100 feet minimum engagement. If anybody comes within that, I have to resort to my pistol. I do have a red dot on here. I really do like this. However, once I get back to bigger fields, I will be putting the scope back on this. You can customize this however you want. It does have a very heavy drawback and 20 round mag. And unfortunately, I put the mags into storage right now, and they need a little bit of repair. There was a bipod on this, but that one also got damaged, and I can no longer able to use it. However, one of my favorite guns, and I've gotten so many just from, but with a mask, it's kind of hard to aim down the sight. Any questions?
Nope.
Now, some fields might not allow you to use said sniper rifle. It all depends on the FPS and the joules. It can flip-flop either or. There are some that do too high that you can't use it. That one was too high on joules. But I can use it at other fields because of the FPS. And it popped up to 520. Next weapon, one that I just tested at the last game I went to. Now notice how I have these gun sleeves. These socks, keep them on your weapons in safe zones. Do not take them off until the ref authorizes it. This is a Heckler & Koch 416. You can actually get this on Amazon. I actually got this recently. Battery pack, it's actually in the butt of the stock. You can extend it. Now this is a fully plastic model. However, and unfortunately the FPS on this is pretty low. But if you want rapid fire in smaller maps, it works wonderfully. I actually got quite a few of them.
Was that a 10-inch barrel length?
That's a good question.
I'm only at because that's what I have. Because I have the HK M416A.
Right. It could be a 10-inch barrel. This one is not as realistic due to the full plastic. However, when you start getting into metal frames, that's when you start getting realistic weight. The mags
And realistic cost.
This one?
No,
I think
I mean if you get into the more metal frame replicas, you're looking at more realistic cost of.
It's still less than the actual weapon.
Right.
Which is also a good idea. Airsoft is also perfect if you want to drop. If you have a 1911 at home and you want to try to be as good as you can, you take it with you. Not the gun itself, but an airsoft gun. Realize what I said. Now this also does come with this, where you can adjust the hop, which will make the pellets go up, down, or go straight. A little bit of more air, less air, the whole nine. This sits down over here. Now, here's one that actually surprised me on my last one. However, it's also my favorite. It's my Winchester.
That's freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm. It does do the full action and like that. This does take green gas, and it takes about 23 shots, or 24. Keep forgetting about the count. However, this also is very hard to load. This is a marksman rifle with the 300 FPS. does have the sight that you can adjust. However, with airsoft, you can see the pellets coming out regardless. So you're already adjusting. But for more realism, there it is. However, this is also one of my favorites.
That's cool.
Absolutely. With a 300 FPS, it's also my most accurate weapon. Even my sniper rifle is not as accurate as that. It used to be an actual weapon, but because of being taken off of the whoever it was, either handed in or just too old, they just damaged it in key places, and they took all the internal mechanisms and made them airsoft.
Oh well, that's cool.
Yeah, I found that out while I was cleaning it because of the grooves in the barrel, and I looked it up. Quite an interesting read. Now, we can use CO2 or green gas in our weapons, or electric or spring. Now, the gas I use is green gas. Here's the perfect one for that. Now, it's very cold, pretty much it's pressurized air, so be careful, you can get frostbite if you mess up. However, this is a propane, and it's very flammable. I'm not exactly sure all the ingredients inside. There is propane and a different type of solution. It's actually better for the gun, but less power than CO2. CO2 gives more power, and is a lot easier to find.
Isn't there is it one better in the temperatures too? Like if it's cold, you should use one. If it's
CO2 is technically better, especially when you get the capsules, which are already pressurized. These ones you have to do yourself. And I've actually gone in and put so much air into this that it should have went off, pretty much. However, because of how cold it was barely anything. To the point where all I had to do was press a button and only a little came out, even though I used half a can. And that was without a leak. I know because made sure of it, even put it into water to test it out right afterwards in the cold because of that concern. I do not use CO2, and it's not for any other choice besides the fact that I just don't have anything that requires CO2 at this time, and I have electric. You do have your different loaders. This one is what I need for the Winchester. It's a pain in the butt. So I try not to take that out into the field with me until I figure out something else. This one is my speed loader. It's for my pistol and for my sniper rifle. This one is a go-to for anybody who has taken that one. Because this holds up to 90. Press a button. Do that. And it's ready to go. Close it up. Close it. And because of its size, it works well in a pistol mag pouch. And now you can see the actual BB size, 6 millimeters. Now these are 32 gram, which I will go over in a moment. Any questions so far?
I'm good.
Now when I say 32 gram, it's 0.32. They only go from 0.2 to 0.36, I believe. There might be others, but at the same time, those are the only ones you really need to worry about. Over in Europe, I think they go by a different, higher gram.
And now the weight of the grams of the BB can also affect how far the BB shoots, correct?
And that brings up a very good point by TJ. Extremely good point. Here are my 20 grams, as you can see. I use these for pistols and my rifles, only because they're a lot easier to adjust. However, for my marksman and my sniper, I do keep the 32s. Now, you also have to tell whichever and whoever the refs are or who's doing the odometer what gram you're running when they test. Because if you're doing high and it's still high, you're fine. If you're doing low and high, you're already at a problem. Otherwise, as you can see, with my setup, this is usually how I go out. Granted, with good necks. I have good tack pants, which help me hold a lot of mags or anything else. I can add pouches or anything else, even a gun bag, so that when I use an entire mag. I gotta work on that Velcro. That Velcro smells so good. However, this is also very easy. Zip up. I took the belt, and I'm using it as a side thing. Like you can see, add anything I want. And this is an actual concealed carry pistol holster, so I can adjust this at any time. And that's pretty much my gear video. There are other items. I do have like a boonie hat and everything else, but everybody knows what a boonie hat is. Don't really need to explain on that one. And I'm about to go get a helmet so that I can actually not get shot in the head. My cousin actually did get shot in the head. He had a big red welt right here that was bleeding profusely from his forehead because he just got shot. And it was right in between his helmet and his goggles.
I just watched a video on YouTube where a dude got shot in the lip and they actually squeezed the BB out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not doing all
That's
that.
how dangerous. That's how dangerous it can be in airsoft. I've seen somebody almost slice both their fingers off because they put their hand on a shard of metal trying to vault over it, but messed up. And that was also very scary because they actually called a ceasefire for the entire game for that.
Well, that was
when that was? No. Do I remember where it was? Absolutely. Let me adjust right here. There we go. Got any other questions, TJ?
No, well, Berad, we appreciate you going over your equipment. Now I'll work on getting my equipment in, and my next video will be on mine. Berad and another buddy of ours is actually planning a trip to actually go and play at, how do you say it, Balahak?
Balahak. It's the field on the southern coast of Virginia.
I think you said it was one of the largest, correct?
From what I've seen, there could be other ones, but those ones were not on any of the maps that when I was looking, and I was looking on the entire East Coast.
So we are planning a trip here in July to go. I'll have my GoPro. Berad's got a camera, so we'll be able to get some footage from that. Yep. So that's the thing coming up soon, and we appreciate you guys following, watching, subscribe to our video. Berad, you got anything else to add?
Whenever you go to play, stay safe and be careful. Remember gun safety and follow the rules. As soon as you don't follow the rules, you are not safe. Leave. Or you'll be kicked out anyway.
And then possibly banned.
From that field, it could be for a day, could be for life. And they do remember.
Yep. Alright, well, again, please subscribe, like our video, follow us for more. TJ out.
Berad out.